Yo, what's going on, people? You're through to TvKO. Thank you yet again for watching another video. It's greatly appreciated as always. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and tell your friends. Right, let's get straight into it. We have a new IBF title holder at super middleweight in Britain yet again. 2 times chunky, 2-time world champion. And yeah, I'm quite happy to be honest with you. Truax versus James Chunky Degale at the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas for the rematch for the IBF title. And yeah, it wasn't the best fight, let's be honest. It was quite messy at times. Not the greatest performance from James Degale, but he did what he had to do. First 2 rounds I had James Degale winning pretty easily. He looked very fluent, he looked very agile, and I had him 2 rounds up pretty easily. There was 2 controversial moments during those first 2 rounds through headbutts from Degale, which looked quite deliberate, if I'm being honest. This was retributed via Truax in the 3rd round, where he caught Degale with his own headbutt, and his headbutt was certainly more brutal, and I'm not surprised because he's got a very big head. And it caused a cut to Degale, which caused him great discomfort throughout the fight. You could see that it was pretty evident. He kept looking up at the clock, checking how long was left in each round from that point on. But also in the 3rd round, to be fair to Truax, he caught Degale with a great shot, a great uppercut, and a great right hook, which seemed to cause which seemed to buzz Degale, to be honest with you. But he got through the round. 4th round, Truax continued to impose himself, clearly the bigger man in the ring, and was cutting the ring off pretty well, to be honest. I was beginning to worry at this point in time. Degale didn't seem to have many answers. His shots weren't hurting Truax at all, and Truax was able to walk him down. It was clear that he wanted it up close. As I pointed out prior to this fight in the previous video, that was the only way Truax was going to be successful in this fight, was by slugging it out, getting up close and making it rough for James Degale, and he was doing that pretty successfully in these rounds. Come round 6, it became evident that Truax didn't really have much of a game plan other than rushing in. James Degale worked that out, figured it out, and was able to time him rushing in, and was catching him every single time. He couldn't miss with the uppercut. It reminded me a little bit of George Rose versus Chris Eubank Jr. actually. Very similar, that there wasn't much of a plan B from Eubank Jr. and the intelligence of Rose was just able to time him to perfection and catch him every single time rushing in. From the 7th, 8th round, like I said, it was becoming evident that Degale had worked him out. A lot of grappling in this fight, which Robert Byrd didn't do much to break up. In the 10th round, he, I think in my opinion, unjustly deducted a point away from Chunky through like a shoulder charge push off. But as a referee, I mean, if you can see that the fighters are tying themselves up and not really doing much to break themselves up, then surely that's where you intervene. He didn't do that and took a point off Degale in the 10th. As it turned out, it wasn't much of a talking point, because Degale won the fight clearly via unanimous decision, as we called before the fight. And I'm happy for James Degale. I'll get his name right in a minute. I'm happy for James Degale. Should never have lost his belt to a caliber fighter like Truax. Truax showed today that he's not good enough. Didn't have any idea of how to negate James Degale's style, other than just rushing in and trying to rough up James Degale. We've seen many fighters do that in the past, and have got their heads boxed off by James Degale. So I'm happy that James Degale has got his IBF title back, because obviously prior to the fight he'd stated that should he lose, he would consider his position, consider his future, and would probably retire. And he said that even if he didn't feel that he performed well but he won, he would still think about, you know, his situation. I didn't catch his post-fight interview, but I would, if I was a betting man, I would say that he's probably looking forward to other fights, and rightfully so. I still think he's got a lot left in the tank. I don't think it was a great performance from James Degale, and let's not kid ourselves now. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've seen James Degale in wars and his face bust up. I was actually thinking to myself watching this fight that it's not the first time now that we've seen James Degale with his face cut up, bruised up, bust up. It happened against Butte, it happened against Badu Jack, it happened in the first fight with Truax. It's happened again now in the rematch. So this is probably James Degale on a decline, but there is still big fights for him and lots of money to be made. So let's see what happens in the future. But But anyway, guys, what do you think of the fight? Let me know what you think. How well did you think James Degale looked? And what do you think he will do going forward? Who do you think he will fight next? Leave it in the comments below. But for now, I am Else. This is TvKO. And I'm out of here, man.